So, welcome, boys, girls, and everybody in between, to the next episode of Frustration Nation. Today I'm here with my brothers in misery, as usual. And we don't really have that much that we want to seriously deep dive into this week. What do you think
we're
about
just tired.
that?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jet, and Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
Hi, Drake.
That's me. Yes, it's just that it's been kind of a long period, so we kind of just want to make this week's episode a bit more chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we are all sort of. I mean, I speak for myself. I guess I'm not really in the frame of mind to deep dive stuff, but then you're saying this as well, and I guess a lot of the content that is coming out, and certainly the stuff that we've been making inadvertently points towards being about COVID-19, and after a while it just gets sort of exhausting to talk about it. I was looking at the whole plan of the phases, and then my brain just shut down. It did the Windows da-da-da-dun, it did that noise. So we decided that we're not going to focus on that today. Inadvertently, that will factor into our conversation. But this is the episode where you kind of get to hang out with us a little bit and deepen your parasocial relationship that maybe is not as deepened if it were listening to us try to seriously discuss current affairs.
Yeah.
Pretend we're your friends. Pretend we're your friends.
Pretend we're
It's
your
more
friends.
for us than for you.
Yeah.
I was also...
Sorry, Berlin.
I was looking through Singapore YouTube for the first time today in a long time. And then I was like, okay, maybe people haven't been talking about those boomer posts on Facebook, but nah, they've all been talking about it. And after a while you watch it, and the thing is that I actually had my own unique hot takes on everything, but then I was tired of looking at stuff like that after a while because what else can I say except these posts are cringy at some point, and these posts are have all these underlying social connotations, and here's why. Obviously, everything you say has an underlying social connotation, Kim. So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that to myself. I ain't gonna look at that this week. I don't want to question the happiness of the nation.
I feel like I run into this a lot as a film critic, because as a film critic, you're responding to the same thing that everyone else is responding to. So 300 reviews of the same movie are roughly going to cover a lot of the same ground. So it can feel a little bit deflating when you're what is there left to say? What I'm saying, I'm not smart enough to come up with something that's completely original about this, and to come up with something completely original about this is probably wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the same feeling where you look at Singapore YouTube and oh, this is all ground that's already been covered. But at the same time, I feel the main reason we are doing this is because we want to do it, and at which point where it becomes no longer fun, I think that's the thing that's scary. You forwarded me that article about Wilney, right? Where it was Willeney.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, basically huge British YouTuber and a very miserable life. It was just this reporter who shadowed him for a day, and he was obsessively checking his social blade, and his neighbors hate him, and it's just it's just sad.
And it's kind of because his online persona he's really upbeat. He's hello, how's it going? And then my name is Willany and welcome back to the channel. And he has this really cool northern accent, and he's always pranking people. And then recently what happened was, I don't know, he Zoom bombed people and as a celebrity. And then he in the article, in the Vice article, he talks about, I don't want to lose my moral compass, but that whole Logan Paul thing.
This was 2018, so this was just after Logan Paul's Aokigahara incident.
Yeah.
And of course, the reporter would ask Willany on his take on that. And then you kind of fast forward 2 years, and he's doing something that is kind of in that same broad vein. I mean, it's nowhere near as ethically repulsive or as like objectionable just on its face as what Logan Paul did, but then it's in that kind of gray area where he may not, like, the act may not be harmful in and of itself, but it is perpetuating what is a serious problem. Like, Zoom bombing is a thing that you can do it to various degrees of malice, and I guess when he does it, it's like, hey, your favorite YouTuber is suddenly in your class, but then that's like such a slippery slope, right? It's like, if that's okay.
Because he wasn't Zoom bombing as himself. He was Zoom bombing as other people. Like, he was pretending to be Billie Eilish or Charli D'Amelio.
Really? Okay.
Charli D'Amelio is like that TikTok girl.
Yeah, she dances on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then, like, people yell at her because she wears bikinis.
Yeah, so he...
Cause like Conan, Zoom bombed a company meeting.
Oh.
As himself.
Okay.
It was actually pretty funny, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Because if you say Conan did it, I'm like, anything Conan does is fine. But then, obviously, that's a double standard. And I think, like, I guess the thing is that...
Actually, he did, get permission, so
Yeah, so it was, like, to a certain degree, it was staged.
Yeah, like the boss knew that he was gonna come in.
That's okay then. So it's like the boss was... He wasn't pranking the boss. It was sort of like the boss and him were pranking the employees.
He kind of just came in and just he wasn't really pranking anybody. He just went in and he was just like, he was just himself, the self-deprecating Conan.
So it was harmless lah. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the Wilney video or the Conan video, so I can't like compare the different contexts, but it does sound like if this was an agreement that Conan already had with the boss of the company, then I think there's, it's not as wrong, because it sounds like with the Willeney video, it's for shock value, and there's the level of pretense where he's pretending to be blue. So, I mean, there are kids who will, like, think Billie Eilish actually Zoom bombed them. Is that the idea?
No. Nobody thought that it was real because he didn't get the hair color right. Like, because now she has the green hair.
What, you mean he did makeup on himself to look like Billie Eilish?
Oh, no. So he would screen capture, like, footage from, for example, their IG lives. Yeah. But
so
then,
it's like camera spoofing, yeah.
Yeah, but then he screen capped the one where Billie Eilish still had grey hair, but now she has green hair. Up to the so minute, no one believed it.
Wow.
So those who were in the loop enough to know like what Billie Eilish's current hair color is.
He also Zoom bombed as KSI, Selena Gomez, and Charlie.
Okay, yeah, these are all like young people celebrities.
Yeah, young people celebrities. I don't really know who KSI
established on this show. KSI, I think he's like a gaming commentator. He's like a streamer, and he got famous because he did these boxing matches with, I want to say, Jake Paul.
He's part of the site, man.
Never heard of him.
So they're like literal boxing matches between YouTubers now.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it was Logan or Jake Paul who like fought KSI. One of them.
I think it's Jake.
Right,
I hope it's Jake, otherwise I'm gonna get screwed for this.
I mean, this is the chill episode. So
I mean, I don't care. Yeah, whoever Jake, Logan, I don't know the difference between the two of them.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we don't get the names of anyone in any K-pop band wrong, we are safe.
Oh God, yeah. Hashtag Straits Times is over party.
Yeah. We're not gonna do a deep dive into that, but basically that was a trending hashtag on Twitter, and everyone was like, "Oh, did they?"
Are we finally cancelling them? And then I thought we had content today, like
poorly backed up thing, yeah. And then they wrote some reporter wrote some article about some K-pop. So that's as much as I know.
Yeah, it was an intern with my son.
So now everyone is going to like abuse this person.
Mm-hmm. No. It's just one girl, and then all the other tweets in the tag are just laughing.
I see. Okay, so it wasn't a legitimate movement.
No, it was not.
So it was trending ironically.
Every tweet under that hashtag is just talking about how the hashtag is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not very interesting also. I thought it would make for a great episode title, but there's really no content behind this.
it's like when you watch a YouTube video and then a comment, like all the comments are saying people who say this sucks blah 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 blah, but then you scroll all the way down and you can't find any comment that says that it sucks.
One who said that sucks.
Yeah, I got clickbaited by this hashtag.
It's a mirage.
Yeah, it's a spectacle. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
This is a flashback, right? A
Yeah.
throwback
Oh my
to
God.
when we talk about the board.
Yeah. That
The
episode
board.
was so difficult to edit. I don't know why. I think like our mics were just at the wrong place.
I
or
had
something.
to help.
Oh,
Did I help?
Yeah,
I
you helped
right?
a lot. Yeah.
Aw,
sorry.
thank you.
I
I'm
just
looking for
finished my
validation.
exams like on Monday.
No, it's okay lah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna hold you to hostage to go
Yeah,
and
I mean, at
edit
the end of
this.
the day, like, the thing I keep telling Berlin is that we're doing this for fun, and like, at which time it stops being fun, we will rethink it or stop doing it, and at the same time, I don't think we should feel guilty about it, because this was kind of born out of, oh, we like talking to each other, let's talk to each other on mic.
Mhm.
But then, the times changed, and ideally we'd, like, all be in a room and goofing off and being able to see each other's faces, but we're doing this remotely and stuff.
It's
yeah,
a bit
I mean,
difficult.
yeah,
doing
I was
this
just talking
remotely.
to Berlin about how I'm watching these videos with my friend. So, like, he would used to come over and we'd watch, like, a lot of DC stuff together. We'd watch all the DC animated movies. They make, like, 4 or 5 a year. And then we'd watch some of their series as well. We hate watch Titans because it's really bad. That's the edgy Teen Titans
Oh,
series
no.
where
The one on Netflix.
Robin is introduced saying, "Fuck Batman."
The one on Netflix.
So we refer to the show as the Fuck Batmans. That's the team name. Yeah, so now we're watching stuff over Discord, and it's just not the same. It's just like, it just feels like really tiring.
Have you
'Cause
tried
the-
Netflix
Because
Party?
You don't have that bounce off of like just an atmosphere of somebody else there.
Yeah. I mean, we are like commenting and we are typing stuff to each other, but it's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, in principle, it shouldn't be that different. And we already, like, talk to each other on Messenger when we're not watching something. That's how we communicate by default. Like, we don't call a lot. We don't call at all. So, by right, like, watching something with text underneath where he says something and I say something, that shouldn't be a world of difference. But it's just, like, I don't know, it just gets kind of tiring. I mean, I don't know whether it would be better or worse with voice call, but yeah, it's just like, I think because we think of Zoom as, oh, this is how we have meetings, but
Mhm.
this is also how we talk to friends. So then there's kind of like no distinction, so it all blurs together. And that's the thing about being in lockdown, is all the boundaries are blurred. Like, everyone is seeing into everyone else's bedrooms.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be normal. So things that you do for fun and things that you do for work is kind of like, and all becomes this stew, and it's just like, I shouldn't be complaining about it, and I think that's what happens all the time, is that I will feel a certain way, and then I'll backtrack, and then a little voice in my head will be like, you shouldn't be complaining about this. Life is pretty great, you can stay at home and stuff. But then it's like, there's this overwhelming, like, the cloud of dread and fear that is hard to push away.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you're doing something that's fun, you're like, at the back of your mind is, I don't know what's gonna happen next, right?
Yeah.
And the uncertainty is in a way like exacerbated by this new 3-phase plan. Like, it should reduce the uncertainties, but then it increases the uncertainties. I'm looking at this thing, right, and they're saying theaters open and cinemas open in phase 3. It's like, what if we don't get to phase 3 though?
Yeah.
What if
Like-
phase 2 lasts a million years?
Yeah,
Like
did they-
social activities in small groups. What does that mean?
How do you define that? Like, it's nebulous.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
look at it. The graphics are a bit shite, and I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is about that, where I looked at it and it's like, my brain was like, timeouts here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, like, it just feels like everything that I'm doing and everything that anyone's doing, whether it's baking or cooking or writing or watching something, like, it just feels like you're just treading water in the pool before the drain, like, the plug is pulled, and then it just all, like, goes down.
Yeah.
We are all, like, in the wave pool,
Mm-hmm.
and God is gonna pull the drain.
Just pulled it already.
I really dread looking at any news about, like, developments in the virus itself. Like, oh Lord, if I could, like, blacklist that off my Facebook feed, I would.
If you had, like, a Google Chrome filter, yeah. I mean, that makes it not ideal that you decided to do a podcast about current affairs.
Exactly.
But at the same time, that's why we have this episode. And I think we were kind of in a place of, are we going to record it? Are we not going to record it? So this is a peek behind the curtain. And I guess that this is a time when everyone doesn't feel like doing a thing. So it's like, even if you feel like doing a thing, do you really? Nobody's at 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the kind of thing I have to tell all my friends, is like, it's a shitty time.
It's okay to just exist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I have a friend who's like applying for a scholarship and the deadline is like in a few days and she's like freaking out. And this is like not a great time to have to do that. But at the same time, she was like, I'm in lockdown, what else do I have to do? I have to write like 1,500 word essay about myself. And she's just freaking out. And I mean, I just, because I guess like life technically goes on, but then to what extent does it go on, you know?
I don't know. I can't, like, it still doesn't really feel real to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, it just feels like everyone is, the thing I keep on saying is it feels like everyone's waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
But what's the other shoe?
Yeah. When is it?
Where's the shoe? Where's
Right,
the
yeah,
shoe?
because at the beginning of Cats the Musical, there's a boot that falls from like the ceiling and lands on the stage. Boom! You know, and that boot is supposed to kind of give you scale. This is what the cats are, how their size relative to it. So the joke that I tell my friends is the rest of the show you're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
But I mean, the days and nights have really blurred into each other for me.
Same.
So it feels like there's only life that existed before this and only life that will exist after this. Right now, I'm not alive.
Yeah, this is like the liminal space.
Yeah.
You know, this is when this is the 5 seconds when you reboot your computer where your computer is off.
It kind of feels like
But the
we're
more
suspended.
I'm stuck here, I feel like the further away my actual memory of what everything is like becomes.
Yeah. No, it is like you're very worried if you restart your computer and then it doesn't. And you're looking at it like, did I do something wrong? And that's what it feels like now. It's like, time to restart the computer, and it does not restart. And then you're just staring at it, oh no.
I think, I hate to keep bringing this guy up, but yeah, so Villainy has 2 channels, and on his second channel, he does like mostly reaction videos, and usually those are pretty fun because he actually gets a friend over with him to react.
So they bounce off of each other, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah,
I've seen the ones he did with I'm Alex.
Yeah, and then Mimulus does it also, but mostly he does it with Alex because Alex lives in the same apartment as him.
Oh, I
But
thought Mimulus lives in the same apartment as him.
Mimulus and Alex live together.
I see.
I don't know
Yeah.
any of these people.
Yeah, you know, but the
These
idea
are like
is
the British, like, small boys.
the idea is like over the weeks you can slowly see all of them. They all start reacting to things on their own, and you can slowly see them descend into madness. Like after a while, they're not really reacting anymore. Like it's not that funny, and they are just screaming at the screen whenever something happens. And then, he said like to spice things up and make things more comedic, he ordered this lobster suit off the internet. And so now
And it
he's
just-
wearing this lobster
So there's
suit.
just no reason, there's no plot reason for him to be dressed as a lobster. It's just
No.
for novelty.
Yeah, he just needs to make something funny in the video, to the point where his editor is like, I feel like his editor is desperate to make him funny, so they keep cutting away to stupid things that you notice in the video, like the lobster suit and how it has like little legs underneath, and then it like zooms in on that for a few seconds.
Oh, this is like how now all of the late night talk show hosts are recording stuff from home.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth Meyers records his stuff from the attic, and as an Easter egg, he will have books on the side table, but the spine of the books will be purposely misspelled, and then it'll switch from like the Lord of the Rings to Lord of the Things, like midway through the video. And everyone in the comments is like, wait, am I going crazy, or did the book say Lord of the Things? And like he'll just completely not acknowledge it in the video.
I think that's how we're feeling in quarantine.
Yeah, just like, are we going crazy, or
did that just happen?
Has life become Lord of the Things?
Am I wearing a lobster suit?
Yeah, so like we're just being like, we're being gaslit by reality.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's a really good way of explaining it. Gaslit by reality.
Gaslit by reality, where everyone is equally gaslit. And the thing about like normal gaslighting is it's so specific. It's something one person does to another person, or it's something one person does to a group of people. But this is like en masse. And the thing about gaslighting is your subjective experience makes you question, am I going crazy?
Yeah.
But now it's like everyone is questioning, are we going crazy as a collective? Right?
It's kind of like the difference of like, back when this all just started, right? What was his name? That minister. He made this whole, like, very rah-rah speech about how, everyone was so silly to be stocking up on rice, and how, we purposefully
Was that Chan Chun Sing?
I think so.
Yeah.
The ministers purposefully didn't wear masks so that we would not go out and panic buy masks. And then suddenly now it's illegal
To not wear masks.
To go out
to
without
not
a
wear
mask.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like whiplash, You don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. And now you absolutely know that wearing a mask is absolutely essential, but then a few months ago you would be mocked if you did that.
Right, and I think that's the scary thing, is that the goalposts keep moving. And for me, as like a theater guy, the benchmark is like, when will Broadway reopen? So it was going to be May. Then it was pushed back to June, and now it's September. And most likely it will be early next year at the earliest. So the thing is like, you can only push the goalposts so far. Freaking Frozen, Disney's Frozen, shut down on Broadway. So it's like, this is a humongous, what I assume, hugely successful family show where they charge $200 per ticket because they can. And then now there's no more Frozen on Broadway, like barely 2 years after it opened.
I guess that's why everything just doesn't really feel real.
Yeah, it's just like stuff that under normal circumstances wouldn't happen are happening. Like, I read this piece that said the Globe Theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon, the Shakespearean Theatre, that might close forever.
Because of this?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And it's sad because it's like a beautiful replica, like it meticulously recreated the actual dimensions of the Globe Theatre, and you can watch like productions of Romeo and Juliet that they did on YouTube, and it's really interesting. I'd love to just go and hang out and feel the atmosphere of Stratford-upon-Avon, but yeah, that's kind of shitty and sad, because the thing is, there is really no substitute for live performance, for live theatre. It's like, yeah, you can separately read a play in each of your rooms on Zoom, but it's not the same thing, and it's like, people won't necessarily pay money for that. It's like, all of the free stuff that we are being given now, I think is going to condition people to expect free stuff.
Oh.
That's kind of the fear.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, at the same time, I'm trying not to look the gift horse in the mouth. Like in the mouth. Look the gift horse in the mouse. This is our fast and loose chill episode. Here. Yeah. Yes. I love that episode where you said, I would have been a very easy child to raise because you just leave me in a room and I'd say something and then laugh at what I said.
That was the last episode, Jen.
See what I mean? Time has no more meaning.
You know, speaking about benchmark, my benchmark for the last few weeks was just like, oh, if globally we reach 5 million cases, like that was kind of my benchmark. But then we just hit it, like today.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then what happened after we hit that benchmark?
I don't know, it was just kind of like, cause kind of, every day I will kind of look at the numbers just to see it progress, and like, the rate hasn't really been slowing down to me. So like, every day I'll just kind of be like, oh, okay, how long is it gonna be until 5 million? I never really thought about what happens after 5 million. I don't know.
Yeah, there's, like, after 5
make
million,
sense?
does it reset?
No, it
does not.
Doesn't make sense?
No,
It does
everyone does not come back to life. No, I mean, the thing is that we're talking, and not to bring us down any more than we already are, but the thing is, we're talking about this in terms of, like, how people's lives are going to carry on, and things are very different, and things have no more meaning, but people die. This is that famous scene from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where Kim Kardashian is looking for her earrings. Kim, people are dying. That will never not be funny. That was like from an episode ages ago. That was like her honeymoon with Chris, right? So this is 2011.
I do not know.
I remember seeing the clip.
But I remember seeing that video and I loved it.
Yeah, the Kim people are dying. So
Yeah.
the thing is, the world has already been irrevocably changed. Like, on so many levels, and it's just like really scary to feel that we didn't think that something like this would necessarily happen in our lifetimes. Like, I guess when we picture the end of the world, we think that it's gonna be fast. I think it's like, what explosion in this normal world.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it's going to be stuff like viruses, it's going to be ecological breakdown, it's going to be, over time, places become less and less habitable, and then the conditions get worse and worse, and it's just going to be, like, slow and painful, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing something that is a slow and painful, not necessarily the end of the world kind of scenario, but there's no 100% bouncing back from it, and I think that's kind of...
It's not even like the second wave yet.
Oh, yeah. Like, what if it comes back in fucking winter, right?
Well, we don't have winter.
Yeah, but when other
Yeah, we
countries
have
have winter,
hot.
and then they catch it, and then they come here.
Can they come here
I
though?
don't know, that's why the phases are, I guess, important. But our borders are opening up.
The thing is, like, I think, like, like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like a lot of our culture's collective imagination is owed to the fact that we can, like, travel, or we can watch people travel.
Yeah.
That's gone.
How many
That
Tinder
empire
profiles
of
have you
influences is gone.
that just say loves to travel?
Yeah.
How many Tinder profiles have you seen? Like, I think after foodie, that's probably the second most common thing people have in their profiles.
No, I would argue traveling is the most common thing.
Even above foodie. Yeah.
Yeah.
probably.
It goes
even
travel,
above
foodie, gym.
Okay.
All three of those things are gone. What is
That's
to
true,
become of
right?
Tinder?
I guess, like, you could order in, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss, like, sitting in the KFC.
Yes.
The
So
romantic
do I.
feeling of sitting in a KFC.
Sitting in a KFC alone at 3 o'clock after I've gone to see my psychiatrist, I'm like, I have a bit of time, let's go and get a box of chicken skins, I say to myself. And then I and myself go down to the KFC and eat the chicken skins and then go home. And I'm like, oh, that
I've
was
done
nice.
this. I also have done this. And then I would use their Wi-Fi and I would like watch shows and as I sit there
Right, yeah.
alone. It was the best.
And I feel like a lot of our nostalgia is tied to places. Like, you always hear people romanticize the King Albert Park McDonald's, right? The one that was demolished. For me, it was the Ginza Plaza McDonald's. Like, we'd go there every weekend as a kid. There was like a playground on the roof. And I think the romance of places is gone, because what are places?
What are places?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because it's, to me, like, there's a sense of comfort of... I'm a film critic, right? So I keep on mentioning this. I'm not mentioning this because, like, it's an ego thing. It's actually really stupid. I make no money from it at all. So after I watch the movie in the morning, Isetan is open. So at like Lido. So I will go down and then I'll walk around the toy aisle, and that gives me like a sense of comfort. That is like, that's normal. So normal to me is watch a movie in the morning, go walk around, look at toys, maybe get something that's on discount, go home and write about the movie. So that's gone. And like, this is not the most important thing in the world. Like, there are many, many other things that I would like to return before that for everyone else, but it's just like, that chips away at you, like not having the normal thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, and the thing is like, okay, I have ADHD, so I have like tons of different unfinished interests to entertain me. But it's a little different. You know, knitting is not knitting at home, and just starting to knit after days of just staying at home is different from being able to go out to Spotlight and try and dig through like a discount bin of yarn.
Yes.
And then walking home and knitting in the middle of the night in your living room after you've had a long day out. It's a different feeling. Like I have very introverted habits, but it's different. It's a completely different context now. You know, it's not the same as just doing it. You have to accompany your introverted hobbies with going out or doing things outside your home.
Yeah, like, I don't go out of the house a lot. Like, even before all of this, I mostly did work from home, but to me, it was like the 3 or 4 times that I go out of the house in a week, whether it's to go to watch a movie or to go to the radio station and, you know, record the thing that I record with the DJ. Like, that's the sense of normalcy that I have. It's like, okay, these are the things that's what the week looks like. And then now there's no shape to the week, even though the shape that was there was just like a very rough shape to begin with.
No structure to how time is.
And yeah, I mean, and for me, it's like, there wasn't much structure to start with. So imagine if someone has a lot of structure and they're going down to this. So the thing I keep on saying is I went from a 20 to 0 rather than from 100 to a 0. And I don't even know whether that's a better or worse than going from 100 to 0, right?
So, due to some technical difficulties, we'll be cutting this part of the episode short today. We might pick it up later. We might not. You'll see if you see the clip is shorter than usual. So thanks for tuning in to this part of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. We're gonna try and reconnect this.